Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Horse Center. As you see, Shawn and I are here. Sometimes I imagine in the the hype and the craziness that is the Kentucky Derby week. Sometimes some things can come up and make for scheduling conflicts out of the thin blue. And it seems like that's where we are today with trainer John Ortiz. Hopefully, the trainer of Barber Road can join us sometime throughout the course of the show. As soon as he does, I'll certainly bring him up in, provided that the schedule allows for that. But in the meantime, Shawn, there's plenty of us to talk about today, something that's on your mind. But first, let's start off with some interesting news today. Of course, the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks, the full card for Saturday and Sunday. Post positions were drawn, odds were made. Zandon, curious choice for me for the favorite. Has the horse beaten any of these horses in this field? Nope.
Huh.
So how in the world has he made the favorite?
That's where I'm really confused. And the two races he did win, he didn't really beat anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he looked impressive in, the Bluegrass, but he didn't really beat anybody.
He looked impressive losing?
Well, no, I said he went. That's the race he won. Wasn't that the race he won?
I thought that Zandon. Yeah. I remember him losing to. Didn't he lose to?
He lost to
Epicenter?
Modangle already, and he lost to Epicenter in Risen Star.
Right. Oh, so and then he went on the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, he won that, but he only beat. There was like two horses in there that's in this field, and they're both like 20-1 or 30-1. So I'm really confused. I mean, he's a lot of people have talked about him.
Donna Brothers brought him up as how he looked extremely impressive at the track, like just physically imposing.
But I mean, I thought Epicenter was definitely the favorite, and wow, I was wrong.
So what do you think about these odds?
So, and I said this earlier, 14 of the 20 horses are 20-1 to 30-1. And I think there's probably at least 4 horses in there that you could make 50-1.
Which ones do you think should be 50-1?
I have to bring up the list, but I think like you got 18, I would say 17 to 20 you can probably throw out.
17 to 20 you could throw out?
Yeah.
Out of the race altogether? I don't think you could throw
I wouldn't use those horses.
Which ones can you throw out?
I got to bring up the list.
Okay, so which 3 do you think you can't throw out? Let's just start there. Epicenter would be one, obviously.
White
Barrio has to probably be the other. And who's your third that you can't throw out?
Barber Road and Tabia.
So now you're down to 16 already. So your math is already questionable.
Yeah, so, okay, I got it right here. So 17 to 20. Classic Causeway, Tawny Port, Zosos, and Ethereal Road. I mean, those horses you could throw out.
You mean from winning? I think Ethereal Road has it's got good closing ability. Maybe he's one of those horses at the end and at a high price can find his way into the exacta trifecta type thing.
And he's actually won when he got the post 20. I think you can definitely make 50-1, and he was only made 30-1. They take that little break, like post position matters in the morning line, but then they come back 5 minutes later, and it seems like these odds were pretty much already set anyway. Another surprising thing to me was Cyberknife has looked good working out as well, and 20-1 seemed a little high on him.
You feel like that?
Yeah. I think he's better than some of these other 20-1s.
So there's only 4 that you can't throw out then?
For that, you told me to use 3. I used 4.
Well, you said 4. First you said 3, then you went to 4, so you're confusing me a little bit. So
no, I'm
just trying to make sure that you understand what's going on. It might be a shocker this year, says Mike Wallace. I think it could be a shocker this year too. I think I don't think there's a real clear standout. Epicenter, who has beaten everybody in this field that he's faced, including the morning line favorite, right? Mm-hmm. But the Louisiana horses usually don't do all that well at in the Kentucky Derby. So it'll be interesting to see. What's up, Tim? How you doing today? Crown Pride all the way for me, says Tim G. Is that one you could throw out too, Shawn, or is that one you don't want to say that yet because of our guest on Wednesday, provided there's not another schedule?
No, that horse is like in the middle with me. I'm not going to use it in my top bets, but maybe as some kind of backup bet, I'll throw it in. It's not a complete toss, but it's definitely not a major used horse for me. But
so which horses do you think are hurt the most by their draw? Let's look at so Modangle being on the rail with Irad Ortiz. The horse wants to close anyway. I think that could be problematic because he's going to have a whole lot of junk around him. So what do you say?
Yeah, I think that's a problem. And if you remember correctly, Irad got the rail last year too, and then they got a horrible start and the race was over. So I don't
tough
think
spot to be, especially if he's going to have a lot of horses that clear him, and he's going to end up being in traffic. He's going to have to let horses go by so that he can get outside and then come around. It's a very difficult trip for sure. What about Happy Jack?
This is one I feel like could have been 50-1. This horse is not going to win the race.
Well, you just guaranteed he won. All right, Epicenter. Epicenter's got enough speed in that 3 spot to clear the 2 inside horses there, I think, fairly easily, and can get down, save ground, and get to the rail. Do you feel like that 3 draw is a plus for him, considering there's nothing on his inside that's going to challenge him for the lead?
Yeah, I think Epicenter's in a pretty good spot here. Draw definitely didn't hurt him. You can argue how much it helped him or not helped him, but it definitely didn't hurt him.
Yeah, I think being inside speed without a whole lot to clear is definitely to his advantage. Summer is tomorrow. This is another one of your 50-1 shots, Shawn?
Absolutely.
Smile Happy. Is Mattress Max smiling happy with the 5 draw here? It's another horse that doesn't necessarily want to be up front, can have a lot of traffic issues.
Yeah, I think these posts in the middle are completely fine no matter who you are.
Well, they haven't been so successful lately. I mean, outside speed has been the way.
Yeah, and it's a matter of who comes over on who. If you get sandwiched in there, then it's not good. So, but you're
Messier is another one that likes to be up front early on, the 6 horse. I don't think there's a whole lot to his inside to beat either. So I would expect, just upon what I see right here so far, Epicenter and Messier to be out front 1-2 on the inside, and then some of the outside horses chasing after him. Crown Pride, it's another one that doesn't really like to get to the front, Shawn, but I think he's starting to get in the middle now. He might have a little bit of an opportunity to find a good spot and get good position where he's at. Maybe press up a little bit behind Messier to clear some of the junk and then settle in.
Yeah, I think this post is kind of perfect for him. He'll be able to find a spot and do what he wants to do.
And then Charge It. What do you say about Charge It? Everybody's this seems to be the buzz horse to me, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. And yeah, see, 20-1 morning line. This horse actually might go off a little less with all the buzz around it.
So, Mike, you like Mo Dangle can work if the pace is hot. I just think that the one thing about Mo Dangle, indeed, the pace is hot. He can do really well. I just think when you're inside like that and just about everybody and their brothers are going to clear, he's going to have to wait maybe a lot longer than he wants to find room to get outside and then have to weave its way in traffic. I would rather my closer be a little bit more outwardly placed so that they don't get so trapped in traffic and they can find their way to a comfortable spot on the track. What about Tiz the Bomb, Shawn?
Tiz the Bomb. Yeah, the post isn't going to hurt him. 30-1 is probably about right. It's just all about will he like the surface or not. Winning that Turfway race, you don't know how good he is on the dirt.
Well, we'll find out how they're working. Again, Mike Smith, who is going to be our guest tomorrow night, right?
Correct.
He told us last year that how a horse trains at Churchill is typically how it runs at Churchill. So keep a really close eye on those workouts. It'll be something that we're looking at in the next day or two as we put our picks together. Zandon, there is your morning line favorite, 3-1. The Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt, new team going on here. What do you think about Zandon, Shawn? Can get forward, right? I think he's got some insight. He's got some speed to the inside that he's going to have to clear. Could be difficult. It'll be a little bit of a mess. But I think it probably has a chance. So I think if he has to hustle a little too much, that might not be to his advantage.
Yeah, I don't think the post is going to hurt him. I think he has a shot. I'm shocked by the 3-1 morning line. I don't think this horse is going to go off at 3-1, but I could be wrong.
Pioneer of Medina. Shawn, I don't know why I like this horse, Shawn, but I feel like this is one that can shock.
Yeah, and you're not the only one that said that. So there's some people that are high on Pioneer of Medina here. Again, I don't think it's probably a good post position for him. No complaints there.
He's not heavily raced, right, for sure. Last time out, he's run 6 times. Last time out, he finished finished? 3rd in the Louisiana Derby against some of these other horses, 4th. Again, those Louisiana horses don't do all that well, so maybe not. Maybe I just felt like he's got more than what he's shown so far.
Yeah, he definitely has potential.
Tabia, this horse. Mike Smith, we'll talk to Mike about Tabia tomorrow, get a sense of what Mike is saying about the horse. 12 hole, going to be one that can win up front. It's done that in its debut. It can also show that it can come from off the pace. A lot of folks think that maybe it worked a little too hard last time.
Yeah, I don't really buy that because he did it pretty easily. I felt like 12 posts is a good post for him, and I'd be shocked if he goes off at 12-1. He probably more 8-1, 9-1 horse.
And then Simplification.
Yeah, another one. The post isn't going to hurt. I don't think any of these posts are going to hurt. I'm not really high on him. 20-1 is probably about right, though.
And then, of course, John, unfortunately couldn't make it so far. Anyway, Barber Road, a closer. I kind of like where he is. It's outside and give Gutierrez a chance to figure out where he wants to position his horse, get it in the right spot to chase the right horses around the track. I think Barber Road has a good post, good draw, and should be one that can benefit from that.
Yeah, he just can't be strung out wide because he doesn't have the speed. He wants to be in the back, so he just can't. Ray Lou's going to have to work out a trip. And he's going to have to work out a trip when the gates open, and he's going to have to work out a trip all the way around at the end there to get through. So, but this horse definitely will be coming at the end.
White Abarrio, seems to me that this horse has done absolutely nothing wrong. And I think it's got a good shot, too, from where it is on the outside. It has enough early pace to get in mixed early on and enough late pace to run by everybody late. And those Florida Derby winners usually do pretty well in the Kentucky Derby. So I think White Abarrio might be a value.
Yeah, post position's good. He's got speed. He can track. 10-1 is probably about what you're going to get. I like his chances.
Cyberknife. It seems to be one a lot of people are high on right now. I don't know. I'm not a big fan personally, so I just probably locked them in as the W.
I'll say this is another one of the curious morning lines. I definitely think he goes off lower than Simplification, Zosos. There's a few others there, 20-1. Crown Pride, he probably goes off lower than. He's working out really well, and he did win the Arkansas Derby, which some people say it wasn't a great race, but I mean, you did have Barber Road flying at the end. You had Philly in there, Secret Oath, that had a wide trip that was still there at the end. So I feel like he did beat some really good horses.
Classic Causeway, I think you can toss that one.
Yeah.
First time it squared up against some good horses, got run off the track.
Yeah. And
20 Port, another one I'm a little bit and then the win came. The last one was a good win, but for the most part, showing the best of its ability on all weather. I don't know how it'll perform at the Kentucky Derby. What about you?
Yeah, same. The only thing I'll say is they keep doubting. Everybody keeps doubting Tony Port, and he does keep showing up. So maybe there's a little bit more potential there at 30-1 than others.
Zosos.
This is another one that people keep bringing up, but I have a hard time envisioning it, especially all the way on the outside like that.
Mm-hmm. Manny likes to be up front, too. If he doesn't get up front, I feel like it'll be a difficult trip for him. Ethereal Road, I think this one has some good, strong closing ability, Shawn, and it's one that can show up in the back end of the exactas, trifectas, superfectas, and make them big.
Well, he's going to have to work out a trip from that 20 post. Kind of the same. I mean, he's further out, so it's going to even be harder, but same as Barber Road. Not only does he doesn't have to get through at the end, but he's going to have to work out a trip in that beginning to get good position and not get caught out wide. And
so these next two are in just in case somebody else decides to scratch out, right?
Yep.
But of course, Rich Strike has to be the favorite to pick.
And the thing with those two horses too is they would get the outside post automatically too, so they're really going to be up against it even if they get in.
Mm-hmm, for sure. I think to me, looking at the Shawn, I think the horse that I think maybe you didn't want to be on the inside, but man, big race Joel Rosario. Inside with speed, the speed horse that likes to be at the front with Steve Asmussen. I think he's going to be unchallenged to get to the front, right in front of the Mo Dangle, and Happy Jack won't have to work that hard. Should be able to run comfortable fractions, I think, all the way around the track. I like his. I also like Messier, where it is on the inside too, so not a whole lot of speed to clear. Can get up. Maybe if it presses a little bit, gets in front of Epicenter, and they both try to run as reasonable fractions as possible around the track. So we'll see how that all plays out on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I like White Abarrio being on the outside of that speed because he has the speed and he also can just track. So if a couple of them hook up and that's going to be the trip. Just stay right behind the leader. So the post I really feel like helps White Abarrio's chances.
All right. So now we're going to go over to the Kentucky Oaks, Shawn. Do you have anything to be angry about with these odds and positions?
Secret Oath being 6-1. I mean, if we really get 6-1, sign me up. I know she has the rail, but we talked about the Arkansas Derby. I mean, if she got a better trip, and I know they switch jockeys, but I really don't, it happens to the best of them. But if she gets a better trip in here, I think she's going to win this race.
That's who you like?
That's who I like.
All right. Well, we'll see if that plays out to fruition or not. We'll talk a little bit more about that on Thursday. We're going to have a round table. Since Eddie Olczyk, unfortunately, has to cover the NHL, can't spend his time with the Players Edge crew. Probably I would prefer to be the NHL announcer as well. But hey, we all can't be Eddie Olczyk, right? So it's going to be myself, Shawn, Tom, Terry, the normal crew. We're going to bring in Chris Parmalu. We're also going to bring in Jared from New York. And then we're going to have maybe Eddie C join us. I don't know if you got a confirmation on that or not.
Yes, he will.
We're all going to sit around in a round table and talk about what we like, what we don't like, and put together a Kentucky Oaks, Kentucky Derby double. That'll be Thursday night at 9:30. And then on Wednesday, Shawn, we do have the jockey who is going to be on Crown Pride, right?
Yes, Christophe Lemire will be on Wednesday. I'll call him tomorrow. We'll set everything up. I'll explain how everything works, and we'll have him here Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
That'll be a good one. So if you want the insights on Crown Pride, make sure you're here on Wednesday. If you want the insights on Tabia, we'll have Mike Smith tomorrow. Make sure you're here tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Terry and I will be, hopefully we'll try to be better than we were today. I started out real strong. Sometimes I equate handicapping. You ever ride a bike, Shawn, where at first you're going at a good speed, everything's nice and comfortable. Then you start going a little too fast and that front wheel starts to wobble a little bit. And then you go, and then you crash.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I felt the handicapping went today. Started out with a superfecta, then the exacta, then missed the next race, trifecta, superfecta again. I think I hit a winner then, and then it just went downhill after I had that 13-1 come home first to start the pick 5, unfortunately. So it sucks when you start off with a 13-1 on a pick 5, and then the next time out, your third horse is the one that wins. And I was thinking about when I was putting it together, just going 3-3-3-2, some combination of that, and decided to go 4. And then it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I would have missed the one Gulfstream shipper on the way. That would have been the only one I would have missed, though.
That is the problem with that bet is, you think about it. If you have the 13-1 and you just play it to win, you make out a lot better.
Probably would have made out better than if you got 13. I don't think you might have gotten. You probably got over 13-1 odds considering the 13-1 one. All right, so another big move today, which is not Kentucky Derby related, but in a sense, it is Kentucky Derby related. Corniche moved from Bob Baffert's barn to Todd Pletcher's barn. Do you think this is the beginning of the end?
It might be, but I also was reading this, and they want to get him back in action before the suspension's over. Mm-hmm. So the only way to really do that was to make this move, because this horse has been on the farm pretty long as it is. So they didn't want to sit him on the farm any longer.
Well, he's going to go, it says, to the Haskell or the Travers Stakes as hopeful long-term targets. I think that a lot of it might have to do with the NYRA, NYRA, because NYRA is trying to suspend Bob for up to 2 years. And it has been, I guess, the agreement between the racing boards is if one suspends him, the others honor it. So if NYRA is successful in suspending Mr. Baffin for 2 years, I mean, it's so long. 90 days is one thing. 2 years is something completely different.
Yeah, and then you definitely want to be proactive before that happens.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of what they're looking at, trying to be proactive, as you said, instead of reactive, which is puts you behind the 8 ball completely, Shawn.
Yeah, and with this kind of talent, too, with the Corniche has, I mean, he's already been on the farm. You can't leave him on the farm too long or it's going to be hard to get that back. So
he's going to say, hey, man, where's the food? You're getting a little chubby.
I did hear from Johnny Ortiz, so we'll see if he comes on here.
All right. So hopefully
he had another live interview. So
did he? Is he done yet? Or not? Huh?
He's a busy guy.
Yes, he is indeed. So at any update on when he might come? In other words, how much time do we got to kill?
That I'm not sure, but He said he just left a live interview. I will find that out. As what else do we got to talk about?
That was it for the news, Shawn. What is on your mind?
I told you I could have gone on a 10-minute rant about that morning line. I just felt like, and I don't want to use the wrong word because I don't want to call out the morning line maker. I know, but some people said too that they didn't want, morning lines are very touchy. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, or that's some people's thoughts. I don't understand that. But I definitely think, do you disagree? We could have made 3 or 4 horses in there 50-1.
I don't really care.
I know, but you make the morning line for a reason. I know people say it's, I don't know, but they make it
the morning line. If we've talked to David Aragona, who might be one of the best morning line makers in the country, in the NYRA circuit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what he said to us is that he's not trying to predict what horses are going to win. He's trying to predict how the bettors will bet. So he's not measuring himself against the actual chance for the horse to win. He's measuring himself against how the bettors are actually going to bet. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because the bettors are going to set the lines anyway. So to me, I don't really care about the morning lines at all whatsoever. At all. My goal and your goal is completely different than the goal of those folks who make the money line.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think if you're going to put it out there, you should put it. We talked to Pete too, right? Every time a race goes off, you want to be exactly where they go off.
I think some of those horses, when you get to 30-1, though, it's going to be. You're going to put them at 99-1. There's going to be some that go off at 99-1.
Well,
right? There will be some bombs in there for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said the 50-1s. I'm sure.
Why would your feelings be hurt if you're in there? I mean, if you owned a horse and your horse is 99-1, would your feelings be hurt? Mine wouldn't be hurt.
That's just more momentum to win, man.
Okay, it looks like John joined us. We didn't have to kill that much time. Yeah, he's smiling. He's ready to go. There he is, smiling. I'd be smiling too if my horse is about to run in the Kentucky Derby. How are you, John?
I'm doing great, guys. Sorry about this. I was just driving back home from the draw and a couple other interviews. So
are you happy with the draw?
100%. Absolutely. You know why? Because we're actually in the gate. So there's the worst position you can be in for the Kentucky Derby is not being in the gate. So I'm happy. 100%.
The worst one you could be is 22 or 21 and 22, right?
Yeah, we don't want to be there. So no, I'm very happy with the draw. Let me just jump right into this. I think it's great that we drew the 14 hole. Honestly, we only got 6 horses on our outside, and with a horse that kind of needs to be sitting off the pace a little bit, we'll let everybody set the race up, and we'll be able to find our pocket.
Yeah, that's exactly what we kind of talked about before you came on. We were running down each horse thing and where they are and what we thought. I did like your draw as well. So let me just ask you a personal question, if you don't mind.
Shoot.
How jacked up are you?
I'm jacked up right now. I'm really enjoying this. I'm living the dream. And I've been dreaming of this since I was a kid. For a while, I dreamt about it as trying to be a jockey, just kind of trying to follow in my dad's footsteps. But now that I found my niche in the industry, obviously, come on, I'm with Brad Cox, Steve Asmussen, the top trainers in the world right now, and I'm humbled and appreciative of the opportunity that I have, and I'm just happy to be here.
So how is Barber Road training? How does he? The reason I ask is Mike Smith told us here last year how a horse trains at Churchill is typically how he runs at Churchill, because he said the track is a little cuppy. So does Barber Road like the track?
Loves it. He's been out here every day. If you watch his videos from the morning training on Twin Spires, you see him that he's out there, and he does a very unique thing that I've seen a few horses do in the past that I've actually liked and ridden myself. And it's these horses, they grab the bit and they start playing with it, and they twist their heads. They just have fun with what they're doing. And they're still working. And I like what I've been seeing here the last couple of weeks. He's a horse for the course. He's won here before. He ran second in the stakes race. So no, he's handled this track absolutely perfectly. And we worked him over the muddy track. It looks like we're gonna have some rain this week, so we might have some muddy track. We might be okay on Saturday, but he loves his track.
Hmm. So then I forgot what I was going to say. Sean, what do you got in your mind? It'll come back. I'm a little old. Sometimes I forget stuff.
So if it is a muddy track, will that affect him at all?
No, not at all. He's run over a muddy track, a sloppy track. He's been over the dry, cuppy track at Oaklawn. He's been over a fast track at Oaklawn. I think this horse is just a good competitor. And again, I'm just like, look, I'm the coach. He's my athlete. I'm just trying to do my best with him, and it's up to him to perform.
What's his plans the rest of the week with Barber Road?
Oh, this morning we came out. He worked on Saturday. He walked yesterday, Sunday. Normally I have a walk day on Mondays for the whole barn. All my barns, we take Mondays off. I want my crew and my horses to always get a day off, whether they work or not. I mean, I know I used to work out. I used to work out, so I understand the importance of having a day off. But he already had his day off on Sunday. He got the mile today. Looked incredible. I couldn't be happier. We put the blinkers on him to train just like we normally do. And Alexander, my gallop rider, he said this is the best he's seen him going into a race. So I'm happy.
Is there any thought of, just because of all the traffic, is there any thought of having him a little closer to the pace, or just as far back as normal?
It's kind of hard to say because what's far back to you. The last time, I mean, you look at the Arkansas Derby, the whole field was only spread out seven lanes total. So if he's 7 lanes back in the Kentucky Derby, we're going to be in the mix. And it's only about getting finding the right holes and navigating through traffic, going into the quarter pole. But I love the fact that we have a whole quarter-mile stretch to run them down, and that's kind of, I think that's what Barber Road's been looking for. It's just that clear road for him to run. No pun intended. Yeah, pun intended.
And I'm sure you're saying he's a cool customer. Anything the crowd gonna be any kind of issue, or just see how he reacts? Also, Ray Lou in the moment. I'm sure he's a cool customer too. First time experiencing that.
Honestly, I just got off the phone with Ray Lou. Obviously, you can see I'm driving back home. Left Louisville, had a good time. Took in all the fun events of the draw and the Kentucky Derby. Taking everybody's advice, which is enjoy every single bit of it. So I have been. I did a quick little live interview on the radio just now, and on my way back to Lexington. But I called Ray Lou as soon as I was done, and I was like, Ray, what do you think about the post? What do you think we could do with Barber Road? And we had a fun conversation. But he and Barber Road both actually cool me down, get me back to my zone, which is to focus on not just one horse, but the rest of the barn, and keep my cool collected. And I still got to do my job, and I appreciate Ray and Barber Road for always keeping me humble and keeping me at task.
So I'm sorry, Sean, go ahead.
Are you even gonna bother sleeping Friday night, or it's one of those things you just want to stay awake and get right to Saturday?
No, I'll tell you what, I lost sleep last night. So like I said earlier, I did not sleep a bit. I woke up at 3:00 in the morning. I was like, I just restless. My wife hates me because I'm babe, she's like, she didn't get any sleep because of me. But no, I mean, I think I'm gonna be fine going into this race, because again, I'm not competing. The horse is competing, and Ray Lou's got a job to do, and I trust my horse and my rider 100%. So I think it's time for me to just continue being a coach for both Ray Lou and my horse, and make sure I keep doing my job, which is focus and have everything in line for this race.
So you feel like the extra distance works to your favor? Seems like your horse wants more distance to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've all said it. I mean, even from his Colonial debut, like I said, I will never get this through my head. How does a horse win a race by a couple, what I think it's like 6-7 lengths, to on a twist in his debut, and like I said, on the camera, on the gallop out, they show into how the twist, but my horse is galloping back from in front of the gallop out. So to me, I knew that the horse has just been looking for the distance. Oakland's been a great track for him. I think we could have won maybe all 4 prep races, but we got to deal with the traffic. But if we have a quarter-mile stretch every time, I think we win that race 4 times over.
So at the draw today, you're at the Derby, so obviously everybody's there. What's the what was the buzz like? I mean, is there a buzz about a particular horse? Were people surprised who was made the favorite? What were you hearing?
I don't know. I was listening more to myself. I mean, I was so into my head that I couldn't hear anything else was going on. The only thing I was trying to listen for was Barber Road's name and the post position, and then it's just it wasn't chaotic. It was a lot. It was a lot. You had people coming up to you to interview you, asking you again the same questions. You know, what do you think about the pose? What about your horse? I loved it all. I took it all in, and I'm enjoying it.
So if you win, right, you're going to get interviewed in front of millions of people watching in the Derby on NBC, right? Have you thought about what you're going to say, or are you just going to wing it if you win?
Shoot. You know, I that's a really good question because I mean, I can be real honest with you. Since I was little, again, I wanted to be like my dad. I wanted to be a jockey. I wanted to be an apprentice jockey. I wanted to be Eclipse Award apprentice jockey. And I've always walked when I'm headed to a goal or somewhere that my goals. Every time I think about it, I'm already prepared for a win. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking I'm going to win. I'm going to be. So, yeah, I got some thoughts in my head. I mean, obviously, just a lot of things to be grateful for. And even if we don't, I'm already grateful for the opportunity that I've been given here.
So how far you got left to go? You at a speedway right now?
Yeah, I stopped at, is it a speedway? Yeah, I think so.
I can kind of tell by the silver and red behind you. Yeah, for sure. So any other questions, Shawn? How far do you got to go to get home now? Not too far if you're only going to Lexington, right?
No. Just we got 30 minutes. I got time. No worries. You guys take. I'm all yours right now. So,
Shawn, you got any more questions?
Are there any horses you're looking at that really won today with the draw and really lost today with the draw?
I mean, I don't think so. You know, because I don't think it doesn't matter what you draw. Regardless who you are, the favorite, the long shot, the Japanese horse, you know, it doesn't matter your Barber Roads. It's a horse race. So you just got to get lucky and you got to have the right trip and your jock's got to make all the right decisions. I mean, as a trainer, I believe that your job is got to be done prior to the race and that's all we can do. So I think I've done a good job with him. Barber Road's been a great athlete, a great competitor, a great client for me, and we just take it from there.
So did you go out and buy a new suit?
I sure did. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to plug in a couple people here. So I usually go to Express to get my suits because it's the only place that got suits small enough for me. Again, I thought I was supposed to be a jockey, you know, but this part of my body, this part right here in my body is just a little hungry all the time. So, but I did go, I have a wonderful client. His name is Elliot Logan, and he's got a very nice company where he sells suits. He tailors them, and I was honored to just go to him, and he sized me up, and he was so happy to be a part of this. So I'm going to be wearing a suit from Mr. Logan on Derby Day. Again, it's crazy how everything and everybody is connected to this. It's just not one horse, not just one person. It's everybody that's been supporting me down to the wearing a suit. I love this part that I'm wearing one of my clients' suits to the race.
Oh, that'd be good. And what color are you wearing?
Gray.
Gray?
Like silver, it's a silver, like a great color. I love it.
Yeah, I'm sure you look great. I'm sure.
Yeah, my brother said I look like one of the Goodfellas guys.
I see. Funny like funny, huh?
Yeah, if you're funny.
You're funny.
Funny like how? Am I a clown to you? No, I love it. I love the way the suit fit. Honestly, I'm enjoying this. I really am.
I can imagine. Shawn, I'm sorry I interrupted you again.
Oh, that's fine. I did tell Donna Brothers to make sure NBC interviewed you or did a story on you or something like that. So we'll see what they do. Also, and I know you're going to dodge the question, so I'll kind of dodge it. When are the plans made for the rest of the Triple Crown? I know you just want to get through Saturday and stuff like that, and I know it matters if he wins or not, but how does all those decisions come together?
Yeah, we've talked about it. Obviously, we have to. More importantly, because I believe that we got a chance to win as anybody else in this race. It doesn't matter. So many trainers have been here over and over and over, still looking for their win. There's been trainers that just happen to run second or just knocking on the door. And I'm just happy to be here my 6-year training, and I got this opportunity already. And it's not just the first one. I think it's going to be the first of many to come. And repeat the question real quick.
How about the further plans for like the Belmont and the Preakness?
Yeah. So this is where we're going right now. Obviously, one step at a time, but I'm always looking at the bigger picture. If we do win, which I'm hoping to win, and I'm aiming to win. You can't not pass the Preakness. But a goal of my career, since I've been very young, is always the Belmont Stakes. It's my hometown. I grew up there. I've been at the track so many times. I've snuck in. I've gone around. I try to do whatever as a kid. And I mean, I saw Funny Side run that race with Jose Santos. But I mean, I was like climbing fences and rails and everything just to see it. So that is just in my hometown race that I want to win. So right now we're gonna go try to win the Kentucky Derby. If we win it, then we're gonna head over straight to Pimlico and figure that one out. If we don't, and we run a good race, I'm still heading over to the Belmont. I think I have a horse that can handle the distance, and more importantly, it's just the main goal and one of my main goals in my career.
Well, we certainly wish you luck. We hope you win to see you in the winner's circle in your gray suit like a good fella. And then we can have you on Monday instead of going on like David. Well, David Letterman's not around anymore, like Jimmy Kimmel or any of those other. You got to come here first.
You know what? I'll go to you guys first, and then we'll talk to those guys. They're only in.
You wouldn't even remember us. You'd be like, what? Who are those guys? Kimmel. Oh, I'm flying out to Los Angeles. I'm coming in for another suit.
Yeah. No, I think the same suit. But you guys get the exclusive. You'll get the exclusive. First ones, I'll do it with you.
There we go. You want to plug your stuff too? They still have time to get it for the Derby for your Barber Road and.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to.
Fantech, right?
Fantech. They're doing a fantastic job getting the supplies, merch out there for everybody. But more importantly, Barber Road. If you're a fan, let's get your gear. Let's celebrate together. And I'm gonna take some of that money that we receive from this. I'm gonna find a nice charity that I want to donate to. And if you guys got any ideas, horse related or not horse related, I like to donate some of this money from Barber Road. I just want to help people out. Horses or people, just let me know what's good. But go ahead and get your merch because I like to celebrate with you guys. I want you to be a part of this, and let's get it done.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen there. If you go over to fan-tac.com, you have to come down here at the bottom where it says Trainers and Horses. Click on the Barber Road and John Ortiz collection, and there you go. Get yourself a Barber Road hat, and then if it wins, you can say you had a piece of history, right?
Yeah, and you can also enter code HRT for 10% off as well.
Oh, there you go. Shawn's giving you all sorts of good things. And then, things like the Thoroughbred Aftercare seems to be a pretty popular one. And then like the Disabled Jockeys Fund, those type of things seem to be amongst the favorite of the charities that are horse racing related. So maybe those are two you might want to consider in there.
Absolutely. I did. We just last week after Wayland Springs won, we donated some money for the Arkansas, the breeders for those horses over there.
Nice. We knew you were a great guy. Now we know you're even a better guy. So we hope you win absolutely for sure, Shawn. John, any other questions so we can get him back on his way home? I'm sure the wife can't wait for him to get back home so she can get some rest after he woke her up all night.
No, both you and I have said that whatever we think of the race, and I do think Barber Road's going to be part of it. It's just a matter of will he have enough time or not. You're our sentimental pick. We're definitely rooting for you no matter our tickets. So
100%. Barber Road's going to be on my ticket, Shawn, though.
Well, he's going to be on my ticket, too. I'm just saying, despite that, you're our sentimental pick. Without any money on, we are rooting for you, Barber Road and Raylu.
Absolutely. 100%.
No, I appreciate it, guys. You guys are great for the sport. You guys doing a great job here.
I think you really, the way I've been the last couple of days, you probably want me to pick the other 19 horses in the field, so that way you would win for sure. All right, John, we appreciate your time, man. We wish you nothing but good luck. Hope you get some sleep, but make sure you're really jacked up for that interview on Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening. We're looking forward to seeing you on the big screen.
There you go. I'm ready for it.
Fantastic.
I'm ready for it.
Thank you. Have a great evening and a safe trip home.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. So now I think, Shawn, I'm going to end up with the big hit. Oh, look at that. That was slick. I'm going to let him handle the
I was going to say, I don't even know you didn't even do anything. It just
I didn't touch a damn thing when it happened. So I think we're going to bring John in as a producer. What do you say?
There we go.
That was the smoothest transition from
he'll be our coach too. I'm fine with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it would be great. I mean, the guy's 6th year in. He's already running for the Kentucky Derby. Maybe 6 years into this show, we'll be running for like the biggest show on the internet.
We can hope.
We can hope for sure. So it was a good interview. I'm glad to hear that the horse is working very well. I mean, there's a little bit of insight you probably haven't gotten anywhere else that they're saying the horse has worked as well as it's worked, Barber Road, coming into this race. So it is one where I do honestly feel like the distance is going to work to its benefit. I do like the draw outside because you get a chance to give it the trip that it wants. Just needs to save some ground. And then at the end, come on with a rush. And I think that's exactly what you're going to see. And I do think that extra distance is going to make a big difference for Barber Road.
Yeah, absolutely. I do hope he's just a little bit closer to the pace, so it's a little bit less traffic and a little less to closing too. If he can do that.
There's always that one horse at the end, though, that they're showing with the overhead that's going like a snake through traffic. And I mean, the traffic and the snaking through traffic probably jeopardizes its chance to win, but they're always the one that's coming up late, giving it a shot. I don't know that there's an overwhelming amount of early speed in here. There's enough early speed in here, but it seems to me, and I haven't gone through it yet, but the bulk of these horses seem to me like they're either going to be pressers or chasers, few speed horses, and a lot that want to be a little bit off the pace that come at the end.
I think it's fair enough that either one could happen. You could have a couple horses go out there and make the pace fast, or you could have that loose leader and not such a fast pace. So I think it's fair enough that
I don't think you're going to get a loose leader. I think Messier and oh God, I can't. My and Epicenter are going to be up front, and the question is how many horses are going to join them. Yeah.
Right. But I think it's fair enough that you're not going to know until those gates open on this pace at all. It's you got enough speed, but you don't have an overwhelming amount of it. So I could go either way.
Well, I like what Mike said last year. He told us it's the first 100 yards is like a quarter horse race. So that's a lot of fun, right? Mm-hmm. Who's your pick in the Derby? Who's your shot pick in the Derby, Shawn?
Well, I guess the shot would have to beat Barber Road, right? 30-1 morning line. And we both, said he can get there. It's a matter of how close it's going to be and does he run out of time? But I think Barber Road, because he probably even goes off higher than 30-1. People probably playing more in the exactas and trifectas than they are going to win.
It's absolutely the win. I agree with you, Shawn. I do like Barber Road because I do like the fact that the race is 1.25 miles. And in every race I've watched, the horse seems to have a lot of energy at the end, and it's coming. Just missed in a couple of other of those races. The big ones, like John said, not that far away from being undefeated in its qualifying races. So I do think you're going to see the horse come late. The question is, like you said, trip, right? Which horse is going to get the trip? I like Barber Road in that spot. There's probably a few others. Like I said, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I got that inner voice talking to me about the Medina horse, which is kind of Pioneer Medina. Yeah. And I don't know what it is, but sometimes I feel like there's like some intuition. My intuition is telling me keep an eye on that horse. It's going to be a bomb, but we're going to get through all of the all the initial data and post positions and PPs were released out today. So we're going to hack our way through that data tonight and tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have everything up and what we like. And we're going to get a Kentucky Derby wagering guide out. So we'll have more for you on that, along with some samples in the next day or two. Hopefully by Wednesday, that'll be all tied up and ready to go. And we'll let you know when we do.
Yeah, perfect. And tomorrow,
yes, I think Mr. Ortiz is a very personable young man. I think he's got a long way to go in this business, right?
Yeah, he's going to be around for a while, and like you said, this won't be his first Kentucky Derby, and
it will be his first, Shawn.
Well,
it may not be his last.
It won't be his last. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, you hope not, right? I mean, Dan Marino probably thought he would be in more than one Super Bowl as well, and he only managed to make one. It's one of those things that it's not a given. You have to earn it, and I do have a feeling though you'll see him earn more shots to win the Derby because he is an up and coming man, a trainer who is doing things a little bit differently than others, which I feel like is going to make the folks around him work harder for him than maybe they would have for other folks.
Yeah, absolutely. He was on a month ago now on a Thursday show, what you're talking about. You can YouTube that right here on the channel and find that. Watch that first 15, 20 minutes. You'll find out more of how he operates and stuff. It's amazing. It was another one of those shows we left like, wow, this guy really knows what he's doing. He's going places.
Yeah, it's a good dude. Good dude, as they say. All right, Shawn. Well, that takes us wire to wire on Monday. Terry and I will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We're going to sharpen our saw, take our skills to Churchill Downs. We got to make amends for the wheel coming off the second half. The Parks card today. We'll try to do that tomorrow at Churchill Downs. Again on Wednesday at Churchill Downs. Thursday, we're going to go to Belmont. Friday, we're going to be off. Saturday, we're going to be off. Tomorrow night, though, we'll be back right here on Horse Center with Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. Wednesday night, the jockey for Crown Pride will be our guest. And then Thursday night, our Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks Roundtable. So all Kentucky Derby all week long, Shawn. It's going to be a fun week. I'm looking forward to the race. Any final thoughts before we get up out of here this Monday night?
Unfortunately, you were eliminated today in the Jockey Survivor contest, but that
was another one that I didn't listen to my intuition because the intuition said, don't take them, and I took them anyway. And folks, if there's listen to that inner voice.
So I'll congratulate the top three. We're down to three. We're down to Dylan Molinahan, Jordan Parks, and Juan Santana. They'll go in tomorrow down to three people. We'll keep going until we're down to just one.
Yep, and then they'll get a nice T-shirt, and they get some Horse Racing Today gear. And if you don't have any Horse Racing Today gear, make sure you head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on HRT gear. Pick yourself up a nice blue number 3 shirt or a green number 6.
5.
Yes, indeed.
Green number 5.
Oh, that's a green number. Whatever. And then, of course, that's one way to support the show. We appreciate the support. There you can see it. I got the summertime colors are coming for me. I have the 9 coming and the 7 coming. They ship here any day. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, like I said, it's a great way to support the show and look great at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And they feel great, look great, everything.
Yes, look what they do for Shawn. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our social sites. Horse Race Today at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And while you're here on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. So when we go live, you're notified, hit the bell. And we want to say thank you to Clint Bradbury, Terry T.D. Houghton, Don Wilkie, and Mike Watkins for the thumbs up on Facebook or the like on Facebook. If you like it as well, please give us a thumbs up on Facebook, on YouTube, so that we can get high ratioed and moved up their algorithms. That's it for me, Shawn.
Yeah, that's all I got too. Glad John was able to join us, and we'll move on to tomorrow and talk to Mike Smith and another buzz horse, Tabby. I doubt that horse will be 12-1, but
I doubt it'll be 12-1 either, coming off that Santa Anita Derby win. All right, Shawn, that wraps it up for today. We hope your Monday, the rest of your Monday, your Tuesday tomorrow with Terry and I, and whatever it is that you do, and hopefully John's horse ends up in the
winner circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow with Mike Smith.
Bye.